Chase Jones.
All right, we could talk about how dry it is out there. We could talk about how hot it is out there, but we're really talking about how quiet the weather is. So make good plans because I'm on the lookout for a little bit of rain by next week. But of course, we're on the countdown to kickoff and we're dealing with those near record temperatures, but it's not nearly as hot as it has been. Now temperatures all the way down into those mid 50s and right up into those mid 60s. Then we cool off, then we warm back up. And of course, we're dealing with some of those southerly winds approaching, if not shattering that record set back in 1989. And we're already on the cool off as sunset is already here, but it's beautiful out there. What a good ending to a pretty busy week. 86 in San Angelo, everybody else in a healthy combination of mid to lower 80s across the entire area. Always looking for 10 degrees, especially today. 89 in Robert Lee, 82 down there in Sonora, looking like 7 degrees across the entire Concho Valley. But pick your town because I promise you the weather's going to be absolutely beautiful as you make your way back and forth. And if you're still going after the game, weather's going to be beautiful all the way until tomorrow morning. But it's feeling more like fall every single day. You have 2 weeks to go until Thanksgiving. Dew points are in those 40s and those 30s, while humidity indices are in those teens all the way up into those 30s. So you see how we're just all over the place with that instability working its way in. Now, of course, we're seeing some strong prefrontal warming. We're seeing that cutoff low still linger off the west coast. It's going to dump rounds of rain and snow across the entire west coast. They're in for a big one, but off the west coast, we're just really locking our eyes off that region because we're keeping our eye on the cold weather that's going to try to make its way in by next week. And we're going to see how cold it gets by Thanksgiving. Atmospheric moisture, struggling with it because it's been such a long week, is showing us the cold air sinking down from the north. But again, we see that air displacement where we're seeing a little bit of blue hover around the coastal regions of Texas. So hopefully we see a little bit of moisture by the middle of next week. Now, temperatures are on the rebound as we push all the way up into those 90s today. Now, this heat wave is going to make its way across the entire United States. They're going to warm up by about 20 degrees, and then the cool down behind it, again, another 20 degrees. So let's get ready for that flu season to make its way through. Severe weather outlook is still off the west coast, has not moved onshore at all, and we take it all the way down to the surface to get a better idea of some of these alerts. Some red flag alerts still around parts of Nebraska and South Dakota, but this is a monster storm working in tandem with the high pressure around us and the low pressure cutting off from the upper level pattern. That is cold air making its way down from the north and up and around the Rocky Mountains. Quite the dynamic system as it lifts more moisture up into the atmosphere. Here comes the futurecast as we make our way into a beautiful weekend. You're not going to see a thing but quiet, dry weather. And that's pretty concerning as we continue to make our way closer towards the end of the year off the west coast. I am waiting for this system to make its way into the Concho Valley. Tonight, all the way back down into those upper 50s, but it's going to be a good opportunity to see the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights one more time. Then tomorrow, a good run at those mid 80s, but it's going to be a beautiful weekend as I toss the keys back over to Reagan. Now, as we close in on Thanksgiving, we're going to keep our eye on that much needed rain as it makes its way in. Take a good look, holding on to these warm temperatures all the way until the middle of next week. Then here comes some of that rain as we drop all the way down into those upper 60s with those overnight lows hovering in those mid 40s. Stay tuned. I'm more up to the break. You're watching KSAN News.